long. And I think about the crown of my head pulling up, right? And you guys just feel the stacking of one vertebrae on top of the other. Also like to slide my hands so that my arms are long, and maybe I open up my palms a bit and press just a little gently into my thigh where my hand reaches. And that also will help me keep a long spine. But I also don't want to hike up my shoulders when I do that. So pulling shoulders down, yet taking just a little bit of weight with my palms into my thighs, okay? So let's get a few breaths here. Delicious, luscious, needed breaths. Your next inhale, just open your eyes, take your gaze up, inhale. Shoulders pulling down. Next exhale, take your chin towards your chest and open up the back of that neck, pulling those shoulders down still. Inhale lifts and you look. Exhale takes you down. So we got a lot of shoulder tenseness, it sounds like. Inhale, looking. So releasing in our neck will really help us with that exhale, chin towards chest. And let's just take that nice, easy flow between gaze up to gaze down, keeping mindful of those straight spines, keeping mindful of those big, slow, full, deep breaths that accompany your opening of your throat and your closing. Pulling shoulders down, feel that radiating out of your neck and shoulders. Two more, please. Breath follows movement, or movement follows breath. That's probably better to say it that way. And then coming back to a neutral neck. Again, a little pressure here, not much, but hands, palms into thighs, shoulders down. Let my ear come over to one side. Feel that opening in the side of your neck, pulling down on the shoulders here. Let's let that just happen for a few breaths. Not pushing any more than just feels like that is a nice little stretch for your neck. One more big breath here. Next inhale, slowly take your head back on straight. Lift through the crown again, press through your feet, lengthen spine. Let your head come to the other side. Feel that opposite shoulder pulling up towards your ear. Let it fall down. Let your breath be felt in the sensation of the opening there of shoulder and neck. One more big breath here. Next inhale, slowly lifting your head back on straight. And now let's take some semicircles. First, tucking chin to chest, taking your head over, chin towards shoulder with a little lift, taking yourself back through center. And on over to the other shoulder with another little lift. Inhale, taking yourself back down and through and rising on the other side. Inhale. Two more sets of that all the way through. To both sides. Taking your breath, moving with your breath, giving breath. Back to center, then lift. Good. Let's take our arms and just let them flow forward and back, forward and back, not letting them hit on your chair at all, okay? As you lift up, maybe your heart goes and you exhale. Maybe you just let the shoulders come back as the inhale. Let them come forward and down a bit on the exhale. So we're not totally rounding. We're just letting maybe shoulders and upper spine take that move with us. The inhale and the exhale. Two more. Head's not dropping really low here. Maybe just chin to chest. And then lifting arms up. Inhale. Interlace. Push away. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Squeeze those shoulder blades up. Lengthen a bit more. And then come over to your side. Pushing those interlaced hands away from you. Getting that length in that side body. Stretching here. Breathing here. Next, inhale, bring yourself back up. That takes core stability. Push through your hands. Take yourself over here, lengthening that side body, pushing down. You got it. Sparky, whether you can see me or not, I can see you and you're doing it. Taking ourselves to that other side. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, let's take our hands and work our wrists and bring them on downward. As you do, keep kind of those arms long, okay? Keep stretching through them. And then take hands, fists in the opposite direction. Let's take it on back up again. Lengthen. Exhale, take one hand down, hold on to the seat or leg of your chair, pulling with that hand, lifting with the other. Bring yourself over again. Feel that side stretch as you slide your hand down the leg of the chair, really opening up, finding breath here. Bring yourself up, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, that hand comes down as the other one shifts up, okay? Let yourself be long on one side, hold on tight on the other, and then take yourself over. Sliding over if that feels good for you. Letting yourself come down a bit with your exhales and lengthen with the inhales. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Oh yeah, exhale, this hand down, the other one up. Stretch, one up, one down, and then switch that out. Stretch one up, one down. That's an inhale. Your exhale is the switch. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, shifting, transitioning. One more time each side. And hands come to shoulder height. Good. And let's take them forward, interlace, push away, and round. Round chin to chest. Open up between your shoulder blades, all the way down your spine. And then lifting hands up towards the ceiling, interlace. Let your heart come forward, shoulders back. Opening up here. Back into straight up. Bring yourself forward again. Push away and curl tuck round into yourself. Lift on an inhale. Exhale, just open your heart a bit here. Back into center. Push away. Let those hands come slowly down, those arms that want to just fall down. Let them slowly come down. Good. Slide your hands to your knees. Let's do a little bit of official cow and cat. So moving forward, heart lifts, looking up, and meowing down here into our cat. Moving up, meowing down and in. Keep taking it with your breath, feeling it in your spine. Feeling it in your shoulders, in your neck. Let's do 2 more here. Flat-footed cow and cat. And taking yourself into straight spine, long arms, feet nicely planted here. Couple breaths. Just feeling some warmth right in through chest area, in through our arms. Let's continue with these heavy shoulders and let's take some circles. Right. Inhaling as I lift it towards my ears. Exhaling as I squeeze together down and bring them up forward. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. If you want to let your torso kind of play with that movement, you can do that too. And then let's take 4 sets back. That's less than forward, but that's okay because we spend so much time already in that. Or that's less in the back, I guess. So we spend so much time here moving forward. And then let your shoulders fall down away from your ears as much as you can. And let's just bounce them. Yeah, just bounce. And if you were talking, your voice would go like this. Yeah. Let them bounce, let them be loose, let them go, and let go. Good. Arms rise up, inhale. And from here, one hand comes to my shoulder top. Feel that stretch right in here. Yeah, tricep stretch. Holding on to that pointed elbow up above with the other hand. Really lift my sides, really push down through my feet so I feel myself growing. And then come on over. Yeah, letting our weight be the weight that opens up the side body. Inhale, lift. Let's come to the other side. And those of you that practice with Denise on Sit Strong, you can always have weights available with you too, and working in them with some of this practice. And like those arms, if you wanted to put weights and do all that arm work, you're going to intensify what we're doing. Go ahead and lift. But let's keep remembering, lift and lengthen. Inhale and switch. Exhale, hand comes down. That the difference between a fitness class and yoga is we really focus on our breath with our movements, okay? Inhale here. So if you're using weights, great, but focus on your breath. And it's your breath and your rhythm, not anybody that's counting for you, okay? Can you lift up now back to center? And one more time, let's take it over here in this direction. Opposite arms are at work here. Bring yourself on up. Releasing. Hands come down. Good. And now you can take this next part seated, or you can come up and down. We're going to just be switching in and out our wings in our eagle pose. And so if you're seated, it's going to be like this. We inhale. Exhale, take yourself forward, bring yourself to eagle arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Arms lift up. Exhale, forward. Opposite arm under. Inhale, up. Release and come back down. Stay with that, or you can take yourself up. into here. Take yourself down and bring yourself up and release, and under the opposite arm, inhale, lift. The other comes down, releasing and lifting, and continue. Opposite arm, underneath, lift and lower, release and up. And again, this can be done just seated in your chair, or you can be joining me in these goddess squats. Let's do one more time, each side. Inhale, lift, exhale, down, release and up. And exhale, down, bring it on up. Take it on down and release those wings. And come on back to your chair if you got out of it. If not, that is totally your choice, okay? So I'm just incorporating a little few options here for you. And so now our legs are open, toes out, heels in. Let's go ahead and take forearm to thigh, all right? And from here, take that arm long into this extended side angle. And we continue focused on our breath, even though we're not moving in these static poses, we still focus on that breath. And there's some movement, right? So my inhale, I might lengthen more. My exhale, I might find more depth. Only if your body's ready, willing, wanting, and able to do that, okay? Let's extend a little bit more. And then bring yourself up. Let's see, both arms up. Inhale. To cactus, pull down, heart opens. Inhale. Exhale, pull down, heart opens. Yeah. Take yourself up. And take this forearm down, opposite one. Take your stretch statically, but again, nothing's really static. We're still breathing. We still might be lengthening and finding more depth. We're still putting weight into our feet, into our sits bones. Still just coming into the presence of this particular stretch and asana. Bring yourself up, both arms lift up, inhale. Exhale, pull down, open heart, squeeze those shoulders down and back. One more time, lift up here. Pull down, squeeze shoulders down and back. Lift on up, inhale. Exhale, hands come down to your knees. Good. And then from here, let's go into a little bit of twist. So I'm going to take one shoulder forward, look behind me, keeping my knees still present where they are and finding that length in my spine, even though it's a twist, okay? And then slowly unwinding myself back to center. Let me take myself this way, shoulder down, looking back and around. And bring myself back into center. All right, so now what we're going to do is, before we do what we're going to do, we're going to let our legs cave in, because I want you to have a little release there in those externally rotated hips. Come to the inside of your feet and just kind of let yourself windshield wiper here a bit. I'm kind of moving through my hips to make this happen. Okay. Shifting from one sits bone to the other. Yeah. Good. And then come on back to that feet flat, legs open. So now what we're going to do is instead of statically holding this pose, we're going to be dynamic. Okay. So you guys ready? Let's go ahead. Arms lift. Inhale. Exhale. Take it over. Your inhale. Arms lift up. Inhale. Your exhale, take it on over, and you, if you'd like, can stay in static, okay? Otherwise, take it into dynamic. Exhale, breath. Inhale, lifts. So I'm not going to say inhale and exhale right now because you know what you're to be doing. And we're all going to be moving at a different rate. All right. So be your rhythm, but be into your breath. Okay. Be into your stretch. Let's do 2 more sets. Feet are staying flat, knees are staying out. And that takes work. Our knees want to cave in right now because our hips are saying, hey, that's a lot of time for me to keep myself open like that. And my feet grounded. After you finish those, arms up, lengthen. Exhale, cactus, offer heart, pull those elbows down, shoulders apart, yes, feet flat, and inhale, lift. One more time, pull down, open up, and lift. Exhale, hands come down. This time, let your feet fall to the outside. So you might need to move them in a little bit. So we're still externally rotated, but our heels are taking and our feet are taking a different position. Outside of our feet are taking the weight, and we've just really released in here on this inside part of our legs. And then bring them back to feet flat. Walk on to center until you zip up from your big toe all the way up, right? So we're nicely centered here, sitting on our sits bones. And this takes work, right? Because to keep my knees clamped together, I've got to energize through my legs and in my hips. Otherwise, my legs, this is what they want to do, right? They don't want to necessarily be like this. We have to use the muscles in our glutes and our thighs for that. All right. So we're going to just, if you want to hold on, you can or not, or your hands here. We're going to squeeze in and then we're going to exhale. Just let it happen. Pull them together. Inhale. Exhale. Natural. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Push down with your feet. Exhale. We come to the outside of our feet. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Taking our feet back flat, taking your feet to hips distance. Let's come in and out of a figure 4. So my foot's going to stay grounded. My other foot's going to lift up. Let's see if we can first do that. Take our foot off the ground. See if that ankle will come onto our thigh, upper thigh or lower thigh. I guess it's the lower thigh and the knee area. Okay. And if you want, flex into that foot and sitting up straight and tall and holding on here as an anchor helps me to do that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take some circles with that ankle. And you may be feeling this a little bit in that hip area. So this figure 4 is a lead into pigeon pose, right? Pigeon pose, we can do, go ahead and reverse, grounded, or we can do pigeon pose reclined. I suggest if you're doing pigeon pose, maybe in bed, and that reclined position is good. Forward takes a lot on the knees. Go ahead and flex a little more, sit up a little bit more, bring your body weight forward. Yeah, and you're gonna feel that more, only if you want to, okay? Keeping back straight here. And then only if you want to go a little bit farther, taking your arms down, let yourself hang over your shin. And your additional weight with that flexed foot is going to come and radiate into the outside of your hip. And if your chin is towards your chest, you're getting a little massage in your thyroid as well. Use your breath to find depth here. maybe to find more length in your spine. Nice. Lift your head up. Take your hands back to your shin or ankle. Slowly rise up because you may have had your head lower than your heart. And be up here. And let's go ahead and release that top leg down. And let's go in and out and do the Charleston a bit here. Coming from the outside of my feet to the inside of my feet. And tricking my hands here and my body and just crossing that center line, which is really good for our neurons, brain. Yeah. And then coming back. And the other hip says, please, please don't forget me. So let's go ahead. And that's a good thing if when we're practicing and I've forgotten a whole bunch of things or whatever, feel free to always unmute and say, hey, what about the other side? And because I did that the other day in our in-person class, go ahead and reverse the side there. And I forgot one whole set of a hip. And they said, hey, what about the other side? I said, oh, good. Yay. Thanks for reminding me. So anyway, someone catch myself sometimes, other times I just don't. So please always feel free. Okay. I don't want you guys to get cheated out of anything. So here I am, straight spine, crown up, sits bones down. This foot is grounded, right? This one is flexed if you want. You'll feel that more in this part of your hip that we're working. And we're going to go ahead and take some circles with that foot, that ankle, getting into any cricks and cracks, and also just sending that sensation to the outside part of my hip. And not this weekend, but next weekend, you guys go ahead and reverse. On the 9th is our balloon launch festival that we've had before. We didn't have it last year, but we're having it again this year. And it's not the first weekend, it's the second weekend now. So hope you guys will come. There'll be food, burritos, coffee, drinks, all kinds of stuff. We'll do a little morning yoga. We'll do a little walk. And then from here, go ahead and bring yourself forward. And it's open to anyone. You can bring family, you can bring friends. We really want to, build our community. And that includes all of your people, okay? Bring yourself forward only if it feels right. Take your arms and release only if that feels right. Head down, but do reserve, okay? Call ahead so we have enough food. Call and let them know how many people are coming. Keeping your foot flexed if you want. If that becomes too intense, go ahead and let go. Taking chin to chest, really releasing here. But it's always a fun event. Be very festive. We'll have music. We'll ask everybody to wear masks. I'm not sure about the outside events, how that's going to be, but definitely inside. And keep an eye out. Go ahead and lift your head up, take your hands back to shins. Also keep your eye out for changes in our schedule for additions that we're going to be having, okay? And then let's release that leg on down. And let's go ahead and do that Charleston. Let me see if I can figure out how I did that. Yeah, crossing over and back and forth. And what's the point of this, you might ask? It's that internal and external rotation of our hips, right? To keep them doing what they need to do in all directions, okay? And so speaking of that, let's do a little bit of hip circles here. So I'm going to come to the edge of my chair, but I'm going to be looking in one direction here, okay? So one back of thigh is on the edge of the chair. I'm going to hold on with my hand here. I'm going to lift up my leg, maybe holding on here too, or maybe not. Making some circles here with that hip. So trying to maintain straight spine. You can do it with your hand. You can do it without your hand, all right? But circling in to that hip joint. Let's reverse that with or without your hand, okay? And you're also going to feel this in your core, right? very little that we do in our yoga, I don't think anything affects just one area, right? It's multi-dimensional. And then lift here, take a hold right underneath your thigh or on your knee, and still looking in one direction, but lift that knee up as high as it wants to go, okay? And only if you want to take it a little bit farther, you can take your peace fingers to your big toe, sitting up straight and tall. And if you want, you can start to extend that leg out, maybe just to here, okay? Maybe not at all, or you might stretch it out. And we will stretch out the backside of our legs a little bit here too, but let's just see where you guys feel like you want to be today. And then go ahead and release that leg down. You're going to feel a difference in there. You guys will feel your hips today. Let's go ahead and turn to the other side. And so I'm towards the edge of the chair, one leg in one direction, my hand here, the other one, I pick up that leg, okay? And I'm either here helping that transition or that circling motion with my hand here, or at my knee, or my body's doing it on its own. Keep a straight spine. Make your circles slow. I'm going to slow mine down. The slower we go, the more we get into some of the little fibers in the muscle area. Reverse here. And bring it up, lift it up on its own, or with hand here, or with hand on your knee. And just see if you can bring that knee in and up a little bit higher with a flexed foot. Okay, so we've got an externally rotated leg that is lifted off the ground. And you can, again, utilize arm, hands, or take fingers to your peace fingers to your peace toe, or you can hold here and try to lengthen. Okay, you don't have to have the fingers all the way there. And anything you want to try to do here, maybe into a little bit of a bend, maybe into more of an extend. All right, find where your body, your legs, your mind is taking you today. And then go ahead and slowly bring your foot back down. And let's take both legs over to one side, okay? And sit up straight and tall. It's really important to move our bodies with consciousness. Moving with consciousness and moving away from fear, okay? So taking control of our movements and not being afraid, but knowing that our bodies are telling us what's right for us to do. Sitting up straight and tall here, I'm taking both hands to the back of the chair. Already, just by doing that, there's a little twist in my core area, in my obliques. Then I'm going to go ahead and shift my gaze back and around. Maybe back towards that other shoulder. Both feet stay grounded. Looking behind me. Hands are just kind of a leverage there. And then keeping length, slowly releasing and coming on back to center. Let my hands come down and take a couple breaths here. And before we do the other side, sliding hands to knees, let's do rocking cat and cow. So what does that mean? Come onto heels, pull onto knees, lift your heart, moving cow, and then come onto the balls of your feet and pull, curl, tuck, round into self. Exhale. Back onto the heels. Inhale. And exhale, cat. 2 more cycles on your own there, okay? Yeah, sitting up straight and tall. Let's take ourselves all the way around 180 degrees, okay, to the other side of our chair. So we get a good stretch on that side too, into that kidney, into the adrenal on that side, into the obliques, moving in just a little different way. Feet under knees, knees to hips, hips to shoulders, sitting up straight and tall first. And then finding my hands clasping the back side of my chair, lifting up nice and high, slowly taking myself in a spin around, a spiral around, looking over one shoulder, shoulders pull down, crown reaches up. Keep looking, keep breathing. Slowly head turns, keeping spine long, bringing myself back into center. And here I am going to take one leg off, hands interlaced under knee, curl in towards knee with forehead. Okay, you might not go very far, don't worry. Just wherever your knee and leg and head and shoulders and back take you. And then let your foot come down. Take the other leg up, hand here or here, and curl and tuck and round. Back into center. Let your foot come down. One more time each side, okay? This is called Sharasana, forehead to knee or towards the knee to squeeze into that thyroid, to let your shoulders pull away from your ears. Come on, up, inhale. And let's go ahead, exhale, curl and tuck and round into that other side. Pull shoulders down. Excellent. Take yourself on up. 2 breaths here. Good. And then come on back around. We're going to stand out of the chair for just a little bit, okay? So take yourself and your chair is going to turn this way, all right? So you've got the tall part right there. Let me move something out of my way here. And so I said we're going to stretch our legs today. We're going to stretch out our spine a little bit more. So right here, very simple. We're just going to walk ourselves back. Hands or palms are on your chair. Bend into your knees as needed, okay? But let's start to lengthen the back side of our legs. Take your hips left and right a little bit. Your biceps and ears are in alignment. So our head hasn't tilted chin towards chest. We're looking straight down. We're wagging our tail here, back and forth. And then settling into center, bend into one knee and rise to the ball of that foot. And just feel the other leg maybe expanding and stretching a little bit more. And then flat-footed on that side, bend into knee, lift to the ball of your foot on the other. Weight shifts to your right side. Slowly letting the other foot come down, whichever side. Try not to use left and right, but I threw one in there. Come onto the ball of that other foot and let that foot come down. Shift on up, lengthening one, bending into the other, and both feet flat. Bend into your knees just a bit and bounce. Bouncing meaning your hips are just coming up and down a bit, bouncing into your knees. Not taking your feet off the ground and hopping, bouncing, not like that. And then let's walk ourselves back to a straight standing spine. We had a straight parallel spine. Now we have a straight perpendicular spine. Let's take our hands right here. We're going to let our hands be weighted down and let our hips come forward. Let our heart expand up. Gaze rises, shoulders squeeze together. And slowly bringing yourself back up. Exhale, release. Let your knees and hips and Center and shoulders go. Wiggle wobble. Everything go. Good. And now let's turn the chair in the short direction towards you. We're going to do something really similar, only we're going to be down at more of an incline now, okay? So take your hands to the lower part of your chair. If you choose to just keep it to the high part, that's fine too, okay? Whatever works. And let's walk ourselves back, stretching our tailbone back. Bend into your knees as much as you want or can. And here we have a really nice alignment for a supported chair down dog, okay? Tailbone back, hands are on your chair. Doing it this way, we relieve any tension, pressure, stress on our wrists, okay? Should feel really elongated through your arms, through your neck, through your spine, through your legs. And then go ahead and pump into those legs, bending one knee, then the other. We call this walking the dog. Maybe coming up off of heels, onto ball of feet, shifting weight. Also, this is a really good exercise to strengthen your calves. Okay. Feet come planted down. Let your heavy head go now. Let it fall down. Crown towards the ground. Yeah, just releasing in that neck area. And slowly bring it back so biceps are by your ears. And then begin to slowly walk yourself back to the front of the chair. Hands are still flat there. Feet are shoulder distance, okay, or hips distance rather. And so we're in a half lift here. And we're going to let our bellies hang down like a hammock, okay? We look up. And then we're going to curl our tailbone in and curl and tuck and round into ourselves. So this is a half standing, half off all fours, cow and cat. We're not on our knees, right? We're on our feet and our hands, but we're doing this cow and cat. Tailbone rises, bring yourself in with the support of the chair. 2 more, please. Can't have enough cow and cat in your life. Good, long spine. Nice. Maybe walk up another couple steps, bend into your knees just a little bit. Maybe hands shift to thighs and then standing up into mountain pose here. And a couple breaths. Yay. All right, let's come back into the chair. It's going to be one more opportunity to get out of the chair. You can stay in the chair as we come in and out of goddess pose, okay? And as we come in and out of a seaweed asana, all right? So at the edge of your chair, go ahead and open up those feet again, knees again, and let's just go back and forth here. My hands are stretched out on my thigh, knee area, and I'm just isolating here. And tomorrow, I know I always feel when we do these enough times in our chair class, I always feel it right here in my obliques. So this is a good thing to do. Don't have to do those horrible crunches and that stuff. We can get a lot of it just by using our own weight and shifting it one direction and the other. There we go. And I know it's not horrible to some people, but it's always like, there's got to be a better way. All right. And so we're here. Let's go ahead. We're going to put our arms up and we're going to come down cactus, arms into goddess. Exhale, inhale up, exhale down. 2 more. working with breath and movement. Do 4 more this time. You can stay seated or you can shift to standing and bring yourself down. 4 of those, either again seated or standing. That full on goddess pose. Good. And then come on back to seated, and you'll have an opportunity to stand again if that's what you like in Siwigasana. So let's lift our arms up. Inhale. Take our right under our left. Come into eagle arms, our hands here at your shoulders, okay? And then from here, we lift up our elbows and we start to just move. So if you're staying seated, you're just moving up and down, left and right, in and out, whatever feels right for you. You can take it into standing and incorporate some movement in shifting weight left and right in your legs. Keeping eyes open so that you don't get dizzy and end up on the ground. Finding some more really nice opening for those tight shoulders. Yeah. And if you stood up, go ahead and place yourself back down on the chair. Release your arms. Yeah, they want to release. Inhale up. Exhale. Take your left under your right this time. Find your hands at shoulders or bring them together. And begin your Siwigasana. Seated, you can still get a lot out of the waist, shoulders, whole upper body into your hips even. Standing, you just add that squat and a little more strengthening into the legs. Plus, you can move into the hips a little more, move into your knees a little more. Find what works for you. Everybody moving to their own beat of their own drum, of the flow of their own seaweed. And find your seat if you stood up. Release your arms. Whew. Let them come up. Inhale. Take your hands together. Only index fingers released. Thumbs are crossed. Lengthen here. Turn your body towards one of your legs, and then you start to curl, tuck, round, down towards head, towards knee. May not make it, doesn't matter. Fingers towards the ground. Salute to the gods and goddesses here. Finding another. Stretch for the back. Stretch for the back of the neck. Squeeze into the thyroid. Hold on tight into your abdominal area as you lift out of that. Lift up. Turn to center. Really lengthen sides of your body. Turn to the other side. And then begin to come forward. Curl and tuck and round. Trying to maintain biceps and ears close to one another. Finding forehead and knee, connecting, maybe not. It's quite a distance there, so don't try to force anything. Just find your curling in of yourself on that side of your body. Slowly lifting out of that, especially if you let your head go lower than your heart. Lift up, come into cactus arms. Exhale down. Inhale, rising. Exhale, pulling down. Feel that through your chest muscles. And then take your fingers down. And let's just pulse here. Squeezing into those shoulders. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then coming to stillness. And let's just tick-tock those arms. Okay? So we are like scarecrow, right, on that pole, and the wind's just letting our arms go back and forth. But guess what? There's no pole. And so our arms are really working here. Triceps, especially deltoids. Yeah. And whew, let those arms come down. Hopefully you felt that. I did. Maybe you guys didn't. Go ahead and bring your legs on, and let's sit in Tadasana, mountain pose. So we've had ourselves up, down, in and out, left and right, back and forth. Using all the prepositions we can, all the anatomical geometry that we can with our bodies. But mostly, again, making it yoga by focused on our breath. But still building strength. Strength of body. Strength of mind, when we say, I can't do it, and then we find ourselves doing it. Strength of heart, which says, okay, I'm listening to my body, and it says that's enough, and we do what our body says. Finding just that right place on our spectrum. Just the right place as rainbow riders, where we want to end up landing there. Because whatever color you follow on that rainbow, each one lands into the pot of gold. And that's you. That's you, and you doing you during your practice. Let's take our hands down, and let's make a big circle around us like that rainbow. Coming up, and then hands together, lift up, and bring that energy of the rainbow, all those beautiful colors, into your heart center. Feeling blessed and feeling just so fortunate to have bodies that are able to move and groove and do what we want them to. Thank you for bringing your bodies, your minds, your hearts, your spirits here today. And from my heart to yours, namaste.